Welcome to another episode of Good Girls Drink Wine. Today we are going to talk about 50-50. And should you do 50-50 with your man? So what is 50-50? 50-50 is a new modern notion that some certain group of men have coined up. They ask a woman, what do you bring to the table? And what is your value? Blah, blah, blah. And so the 50-50 it's like a shared bill where a woman brings 50% of her salary and the man brings 50% of his salary, and they use it for the house need. What is my thought on 50-50? For me, I view 50-50 as something that is very logical, but it's not something I personally want to do. I don't want to do 50-50 with a man, but some women would definitely want to do 50-50 with a man, and I applaud that. Some men want submissive women, but then they also want 50-50 from that woman. How do you want 50-50 from a woman? You're taking half of her salary and you still want her submission? That doesn't make any sense. There are a lot of independent women who the idea of 50-50 does not offend them. The idea of 50-50 does not offend me. I think it's a very logical solution, especially if the man's work is, if the man's pay is not good enough and you guys are living together and maybe have kids, and she comes up with the solution of you to bring in your salary to pay for bills or to ease your financial burden. I think that is actually a very cool, logical solution. But I don't want a 50-50. I myself don't want a 50-50 partnership, but like I said, I know the benefits of it, but some women don't want. Do you want a 50-50 with your partner? And why do you want that? And why don't you want that? But there are some women who are all up for 50-50. Traditional men frown at the idea of taking their women's money, and there are traditional men, although they're almost extinct, but there are some men who frown at the idea of taking money from a woman because they're such alpha males. But I'm not saying I'm not saying anything like no this to men who wants 50-50, but a real alpha male want to take care of his woman. The whole idea of taking money from his woman emasculate him. So why 50-50? And I would love to know your reason for doing it. But for me, though, in this modern 2024, I know that it's a very logical, reasonable solution. I don't want any part of it. And if you want a part of 50-50, can you let me know why, your reason? I would love to know and share it with my viewers, of course.